Well, I'm sensing a little something funny in the air. Sniffa, sniffa. Oh, it's a cultural shift. I'm sensing a shift in the winds. Manosphere influencers who boosted Trump are now cooling on him. So you're telling me that these raw free speech dude bro podcasters finally are just like, oh, let's be honest here. Uh, they're finally realizing that Trump was actually really serious about all of the bullshit that he was trying to push out. Oh, all the stuff that basically everyone with half a fucking brain was saying, like, you should not vote for this. You don't support this. Stop trying to support this. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, fell for it again award. Again. Keep in mind, you want to know why fucking Theo Vaughn is specifically saying this? It's because DHS decided to use him in a fucking goddamn commercial. Let me fucking goddamn find it real quick. So yeah, here's our boy, little baby man Theo Vaughn, talking about like a high government official offering him extra security, uh, and this is in response to him being put into a DHS. Let's be honest, a DHS fucking goddamn commercial. I think it was like some AI slop or some shit. He told them like, "Can you take me off of this shit?" Because his dad is Nicaraguan. He keeps his civilian papers around as like I don't know, a reminder of his fucking goddamn dad. And this motherfucker, like, you really thought that this dude was like anti fucking goddamn immigrant, and it's just like all the and it's just so fucking annoying how these dude bro fucking podcasters, when Trump was just saying it openly and fucking obviously that he was obviously going to go after immigrants. He was going to do military crackdowns on immigrants. And oh, now we're shocked Pikachu facing that it's actually happening. That they're going after fucking comedians for speech that they don't like. You guys are shocked Pikachu facing about that, yet you still fucking pushed your young, impressionable audiences into the hands of the Republican Party. And guess what? That current demographic right now that I just mentioned is plummeting with the Republican Party. They are leaving it like droves because they're just like, oh fuck, wait a minute, hold on, yeah, I actually don't like any of the bullshit that these fascistic psychopathic freaks are pushing for. And it's just like, I mean, literally everybody was saying that this was what he was always going to do, and you people are shocked by that. So it's one of those situations where it's just like, okay, man, fucking spare me it, dude. It's so fucking stupid.
The Department of Homeland Security put a video up online talking about they started making like trap beat edits and like banger edits to evicting people from the country, right? Or eliminating illegals, maybe some criminals, some people just undocumented, all just across the spectrum, right?
So again, I'm going to talk about Cassie Pritchard, aka Hakubian Devil. She made a fantastic thread and talking about this. She is basically one of the heads of the Starbucks Workers Union, and she talked about how what fascists in the United States, what they ultimately want is to be a part of general mainstream culture. Because broadly speaking, and you can see this throughout all the fucking goddamn pundits, most of these motherfuckers are either theater kids or former Hollywood dropouts or former comedian fucking dipshits, like, who all fell off and started doing podcasts and fucking dumbass political punditry. Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, Charlie fucking Kirk, Michael Knowles. The list goes on and on and on. Similar, well, let's be honest here, even with like fucking Matt Walsh. Bro used to be a fucking former radio podcast host. Well, it's either they're Hollywood dropouts or they're all like radio show hosts, where trying to do the whole Rush Limbaugh rigmarole fucking McGee kind of a deal. And it's just like, dog, you people are fucking surprised about the fact that the obvious dipshit fascist saying he wanted to do fascist shit decided to do fucking fascist shit. Like, okay, bro, it's so fucking stupid, man. But whatever. Like, here we are right now.
They put a video of mine that I made for somebody in a parking lot, probably like maybe a year and a half ago, just jokingly. I think it was a year and a half ago. They put it in at the front of this Department of Homeland Security, like trap beat. I think they had like, I'm not sure if they had like young boilers or whatever they had, but it was ridiculous. And the video was a girl walked up to me in a parking lot and she had said, "Hey, my friend just got deported. What do you have to say? Or do you have a message?" I can't remember what it was. And I was just like, "Bye." And I didn't know if it was real, and I had no idea. I was just joking around. So a stranger came up to me in the parking lot. I think it was after a show, and there were some people gathered around, and we were just kind of like BSing and taking pictures and just kind of associating, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, long story short, that happens. So this video goes mega viral, 25 million, 30 million views. It's everywhere. And the front of that Homeland Security video, it's on the White House thing. It's on everything. It's everywhere. And the first 10 seconds of it are me, right? Like, I don't have anything to do with this shit. Nobody asked me about it. Like nobody said, "Hey, this is gonna happen." Like, and I have a lot of different thoughts about immigration. Right? They're like showing people getting arrested. Like, it's just an intense thing. Like, and why is the government even making these? I don't know. But that's where we're at in the world.
It's extremely obvious because they want to have sort of commercials. They want to be a part of mainstream broader fucking culture. That's what they want. That's ultimately why these motherfuckers are never going to fully commit to the actual bit. There is one person who will commit to the bit, and that's Stephen Miller. He's a dyed-in-the-wool fucking fascist, racist, weirdo fucking dipshit. But all the other motherfuckers in the administration, no, they're just doing this because they want to have some fucking goddamn... They just want to have some form of cultural relevance, because culture has been subsumed by fucking liberals and liberal punditry and lefties. Why? Should be fairly obvious. Because all art is always better if it's done by someone on the fucking left. Culture is made better by people more on the left. There's a reason why the creatives all tend to be significantly further to the left. Why is that? Because they love free expression, free thought, more complex, nuanced fucking ideas. Whereas with conservatives, everything has to be in a rigid, hierarchical order and fucking standard, right? Like, you are telling me that the people who like free flow of expressions, thoughts, beliefs are going to make much significantly better art than all of the stupid fucking dipshits who just want to do their Sonenrad fucking edits and memes or some shit? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, there's no creativity behind all this. And by the way, I also throw Marxist-Leninists into this as well. Marxist-Leninists, a lot of their fucking art is inherently also fascistic. Very, very similar. Follows a lot of the exact same rigid, hierarchical fucking standards. Because again, art is inherently supposed to be progressive. It is inherently supposed to be moving. It is inherently supposed to make you think about things, have thoughts, engage critically, which unfortunately for a large subsection of the American populace, death of subjectivity always withstanding, people are wholeheartedly incapable of engaging in any fucking critical thought, seemingly nowadays, and are wholeheartedly incapable of engaging in any form of subjective thought, being able to fit themselves in the shoes of someone else. And obviously, I've talked already about before, death of subjectivity withstanding. I'll stick the fucking goddamn video probably in the description. I love the fucking death of subjectivity. I love talking about the contemporary philosophy that I don't know, sort of operate under. I don't know if I fucking created myself. I'm going to suck my own dick and say, yeah, I fucking made that shit myself, okay? You're telling me that the death of fucking education and critical thinking has led us to the position that people are inherently fucking dogmatic and are wholeheartedly incapable of engaging in any form of subjective thought and able to sort of think like how other people are thinking, be able to take in their fucking perspectives. And again, we talked about how a lot of what social media has done in order to play this significantly. And it's not just social media, hyper commodification of all spaces, of all aspects of fucking life. Mark Fisher, capitalist realism, gotta fit my boy in there somewhere. Always. You're telling me that the commodification of every aspect of life, down to how you engage with your work, down to how you engage with your home, down to how you engage with the basic amenities of life needed for fucking survival, may create a sort of position where people are going to be incredibly fucking balkanized, individualized, and isolated from their fellow fucking man, which is only to the benefit of the rich and people in power. Because a populace that's fucking isolated and divided is significantly more easier to control. You people are gonna fucking shock Pikachu face that those motherfuckers are also trying to do everything possible to try to remain cool. Because at this point, that's what it is. It's not cool to be a Republican anymore. Just like how it's still not cool to be a fucking Democrat. Because nobody fucking likes any of these people. They're all fucking losers and dipshits. Trump is losing his sort of like a main character energy status. You want to know who's going to become the new main characters? It's people like Zoran Mamdani, Omar Fateh, Graham Plattner, Kat Abu-Ghazala, and all the other fucking lefty progressives that are running all across the country now, who are actually promising to actually do something. To bring some form of populist change, or at least attempt to bring some form of populist change to this rigid, hierarchical, corporate, heavily repressive system that we currently live under. Thank you for coming to my goddamn tech talk. Let's continue with what Theo Von is saying here.
And I have a lot of thoughts about immigration, right? I have a ton of them. And we don't need to go into them all right now. I've talked about them on other episodes. I feel like they're doing a lot of bookkeeping in the country right now because we're going to get into a surveillance state and everyone's going to have to be on the books, right? So that's where I believe that we're headed.
By the way, you fucking voted for and also advocated for people to vote for the people who were always going to build the surveillance state. Like, dog, this is always going to happen. Conservatives love surveilling their fucking populace because, again, it's an inherently fucking hierarchical structure that they're trying to maintain, and they will do literally anything possible to make sure that their billionaire buddies and that they themselves are on top of that fucking hierarchy. And you fucking advocated for that stuff. This is what you sowed. Now you must reap.
But this was just wild, and people are like sending messages and like hateful stuff, and you think all these illegal shits and all this type of shit, and like I could talk to you ad nauseum about that, but this wasn't the time. It just was something they used and put out there, and everybody saw, right? So I'm getting a ton of hateful stuff, and I'm trying to remember everything. I'm trying to kind of remember everything right now, and but this video goes everywhere, and I'm getting like a lot of like, dude, what the fuck? There's all kind of shit, right? Like my phone just blowing. I'm like, what the hell? It's just like the last thing I needed, right? There's a week left to this special, and this happens. This thing comes out. And my father immigrated here from Nicaragua, right? Like one of my prized possessions is I have his immigration papers when he came here, and I have them in a frame, and him and his siblings when they came here, and so I have tons of thoughts about it. But this was just fucked up, right? It was fucked up, and it was everywhere.
I mean, to be fair, Boy Meets Mini, I mean, I understand why he got a lot of hate, but I mean, DHS used that, or whatever, like, Groiper or Nazi freak made the edit, more than likely used that clip without his fucking goddamn permission, because, again, like, fucking Theo Von at this point, he understands that the political is shifting, the political winds is starting to shift. If he wants to maintain his podcast, maintain his cultural relevance that he has right now, he has to shift with those winds as well, because there is no guiding principle to people like this. None whatsoever. Your Joe Rogans of the world, Theo Vons, Andrew Schulz, Aiden Ross. Nah, it's all about making money for these people. That's all they fundamentally care about, and appealing to as broad and large of an audience as possible to make as much money as possible. There's no guiding principle to any of this stuff. Like, I mean, we talked about this before.
It was like on all platforms and stuff. So that had me really kind of paranoid. That had me start to get kind of paranoid and, like closing, like, I had the curtains in my house kind of closed. I was just like, you're paranoid. I woke up the next morning. Sorry, I need some water. I woke up the next morning to a text from a high government official saying, hey, if you need some extra security in your neighborhood or some extra police cars on patrol, let me know. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Extra security? I don't have any. Like, I don't even know the code of my Ring camera. Like, I don't even know how to log in. So it's like, and then like what you...
Dude, the fact that some government official just said, like, guys, if we can get our goons to help protect you, we can make like a little protection racket or something, which is genuinely fucking insane. But I mean, like, I do believe that the DHS video eventually got fucking goddamn deleted because it's just like, what the fuck? Because he was getting a lot of fucking shit for it. Because again, like, the reason why people made those assumptions about you, Theo, is because you advocated for Trump to win the presidency, man. So it's just like, I don't know, bro. Like, fell for it again award, yet again being given the fucking Theo Von. And the only reason why he's looking to make the goddamn shift in particular is just simply due to the fact that, oh, there's a shift that's happening culturally speaking. It's no longer cool to be a fucking conservative. Because again, like I said before, it's all fucking vibes with these people. There's no fucking principle. People don't examine into any of these things because critical thinking, broadly speaking, is dead. Let's take a look at the fucking article itself. Creators like Theo Von and Aiden Ross are starting to distance themselves from the president they helped propel to the White House. So we already talked about Aiden Ross getting his Fell for It Again award. Let's take a look at it again. So they didn't win Donald Trump the presidency in the 2024 election, but they went a long way into solidifying president support among large swathes of young men who followed them. Because again, it was all like stupid W fucking spammers, people who, like I've said before in my death of fucking subjectivity video, due to George Bush's policies with No Child Left Behind in state standardized testing, basically have made it such that there is an educational crisis within the United States of America. And guess what? You're getting a lot of these more like terminally online dipshit young men who are incapable of critical thought or thinking. And also, due to the amount of economic problems that exist within the country, do you really think that they even have the time necessary in order to be able to fucking look up any of this stuff and learn about the positions of the sort of like, I don't know, like dumbass they're trying to support right now? No, not at all. They're not going to fucking do any of that stuff because, again, people need to be able to work 2 to 3 jobs just to be able to live now within the United States of America. It's gotten that fucking bad. I really wish I never got into politics. That's what Aiden Ross said. I just don't think I'll ever care enough again for another politician. Whoa, crazy. Yeah, he did. Of course, Rolling Stone's talking about the fucking goddamn interview. We've talked about that before, where he gave him a fucking custom Tesla Cybertruck and a Rollie, like where that can be. Let's be quite honest here. It can be a campaign finance violation, and the it's the FTC can investigate. The feds can get on Aiden Ross's ass for that shit. So obviously the interview was incredibly sycophantic of the interactions, but also it's not an anomaly. Joe Rogan, Andrew Schulz, and Theo Vaughn, who all provided friendly, non-confrontational spaces for the president's campaign agenda, are like Ross retreating from the MAGA movement. Comedian Vaughn, host of this past weekend podcast, interviewed Trump the same month as Ross. And this was a big reason for us to why Trump was able to win. And general fascists and the right wing understand that the internet and social media is a really, really, really good way in order to be able to push out particular narratives and sort of like, well, media stuff as well. Not just media stuff, but like narratives, policies, and it can go very, very easily viral, and you get all the fucking W spammers that are able to make clips about it. It goes even more viral, yada, yada, yada. And it's a great way to spread a fucking political message very, very easily. Yeah, Vaughn wasn't happy. Talked about his father immigrating here from Nicaragua. We've already took a look at the video. A social media post responding to DHS, which was later deleted. Vaughn wrote that he did not approve to be used in this. I know you know my address to send a check. And please take this down, and please keep me out of your banger deportation videos. Because again, guys, like I'm telling you, the vibes have shifted. The culture has shifted. It's becoming uncool to be a fucking fascist, I guess. Even though everyone was saying consistently to these motherfuckers, saying like, don't support this. He's not lying. He's gonna fucking do all this stuff. And now everyone's seeing all the military occupations that Trump is constantly attempting to do, deportations of people's neighbors, of people's friends, ruining fucking families. And it turns out, guys, we actually don't really like any of that stuff. We don't like any of this shit no more, man. Earlier this year, Rogan slammed the Trump administration's deportation of hundreds of Venezuelan men, the majority of which had no criminal record, to the notorious Secot prison in El Salvador for indefinite detention without due process. Guys, you're telling me that the deportations to a prison slave labor camp, that Trump worked out a deal with the dictator of El Salvador, the one Palestinian that I'd be okay with the IDF bombing the shit out of, Nayib Bukele, that he worked out a fucking deal with him in order to accept a bunch of not only who are people who are perceived as illegal immigrants, but also citizens of the United States of America, just an outsourcing of a fucking gulag. Oh, I wonder why. I wonder why people might not be particularly okay with any of that stuff. And again, the only reason why Joe Rogan is also saying this, like all these other fucking culture vultures, all these like comedians circling the fucking goddamn carcass of culture in order to pick away at it, is because they want to maintain their fucking relevance for their podcast fucking audiences. That's it with these people. It's kind of crazy that that could be possible, Rogan said in March. The cause is let's get the gang members out. Everyone agrees. But let's not let innocent gay hairdressers get lumped in with the gangs. You guys are people fucking. Of course you like. Come on. Like, they were always going to do this. Do you really think that Stephen Miller, that fucking freak, who is heading all of this, by the way, the Nazi, Stephen Miller, is going to fucking be able to tell the difference between someone with brown skin who is rightfully an American citizen within the United States of America and anyone else with fucking brown skin? Spare me it. No, the fuck he's not. He doesn't give a shit. Over the summer, Rogan criticized ICE tactics and immigration. There's two things that are insane. One is the targeting of migrant workers, not cartel members, not gang members, not drug dealers, just construction workers showing up at construction sites, raiding them, gardeners. Like, really? By the way, Joe Rogan can empathize with this because he used to work construction himself. So he knows. He knows what it's like to work in on a job site for fucking construction. That's why he empathizes with them specifically. Because it turns out, as the thing that everyone has been saying consistently, this was always what the Trump administration was going to do. This is what Stephen Miller was always going to do. And yet you guys decided to shut your eyes and be like, what? I can't hear you. What's going on? The Trump administration is going to do deportations of people with slightly brown skin? I don't see any of that happening. What do you mean? I think only the Democrats are doing that. Why would the Republicans ever do any of that stuff? Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. It's so fucking stupid. Like, they all just purposefully shut off their eyes to reality for no reason and fed the message of what the bullshit that Trump was spewing to their uncritically thinking, death of subjectivity, young, impressionable audience to go ahead and start voting for the Republican Party, for the leopards eating your face party. And now they're all shocked Pikachu facing that the leopards are now eating their face. How shocking. Rogan's statements touched on a dissonance that was made explicit by comedian and flagrant podcast host Andrew Schulz, who once stated that his vote for Trump was based on who gets the most pussy. It turns out... Okay, first off, I need to engage with that for 1 second. Do you really think that Donald Trump gets fucking pussy? His wife fucking hates him. Most of the stupid dipshits that he wants to fucking rape in traffic are all victims of fucking Jeffrey Epstein, Andrew. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's incredible. Yeah, it's incredibly fucking stupid. But, I mean, what he means in reality, okay, I'll get the fucking straw man out of the way first, okay? What he really means by who gets the most pussy is who's the protagonist, who is the main character, who is the dude, the main sort of like big cheese on the sort of block. It was Donald Trump because he exuded main character energy. Meanwhile, the Democrats, all they did was just like flounder about and just act incredibly pathetic and were just like, well, you were going to give Pell Grants for university students who start a business. And it's just like... Sniss. Fucking, it's kind of sniss boys. Very fucking sniss boys. It's just like, dog, you're not going to fucking win an election against a main character energy haver, Donald Trump. Like, that's not going to fucking work, you morons. The vibes were off. And as Gavin Newsom said on Fortnite Friday, of all places... It's not cool to be a fucking Democrat. Nobody fucking likes her vibe. And he's correct when he fucking says shit like that. And yeah, we've already taken a look before at Andrew Schulz talk about how he voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for, even though that's exactly what Republicans have always advocated for every single time, without fail. They have always advocated for more wars. They have always advocated for deportations. They have always advocated for the general sort of material conditions becoming worse. You just decided to shut your fucking eyes off and not fucking think and decided to engage in the death of fucking subjectivity because, I don't know, education, broadly speaking, is completely dead in the fucking United States of America. I want him to start the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink the spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. Like he always has. Donald Trump was, before the fucking big, beautiful bill, by the way, has been responsible for an increase of the federal fucking deficit and the budget for about a third of that stuff. The deficit increased by 11 trillion under him alone. Fucking, you're telling me that Republicans care about reducing the deficit and fucking spending? They love spending. That's like the favorite thing that they love doing. It's complete nonsense. It's like everything that he said he was going to do, except sending immigrants back, and now he's even flip-flopped on that, which I kind of like. No, the fuck he hasn't. No, the fuck he hasn't. The only reason why he's flip-flopping on that is because the courts keep stopping the actions that he's trying to do. The courts keep getting in the way because what he's doing is illegal. It turns out all the stuff that he's doing is illegal, Andrew Schulz. But you people are shocked Pikachu facing that the dude who bankrupted 6 fucking businesses and is a felon with 34 accounts of doing fucking business fraud, giving campaign money to a fucking porn star, that he might do shit like this? That he might flip-flop and lie about literally every position that he has? Oh my god, what a shocker. I'm shocked. I'm so shocked. It's one of those fucking positions. Like, these people, these motherfuckers, the Theo Vons of the world, Joe Rogan, Aiden Ross, and fucking Andrew Schulz. For these people, it is all about one thing and one thing only. It is about doing everything possible to appeal to a particular audience to maintain some form of cultural relevance. And if that means engaging in a broader sort of death of subjectivity, in being incapable of any fucking critical thought, to maintain these sort of broader fucking culture in order to stay in sort of in the good graces, in the vibe of the broader sort of fucking goddamn culture that's happening within the United States of America, they'll fucking do it. They'll engage with it. They don't care. There's no fucking principles with these people. They don't care. It's all about making money for them. That's all they fundamentally care about. That's what it ultimately comes down to with these motherfuckers, and that's what it always has come down to these people. So again, fell for it again award. Whoa, crazy. These dude bro podcasters are now realizing that, oh, Donald Trump's actually shitty, and there's a broader cultural shift that's happening again away from the Republicans because, again, it turns out nobody ever fucking liked any of those motherfuckers to begin with. And no one liked any of their policies, generally speaking. So, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's a fucking experiment. You people are one of the main reasons as to why this has been, broadly speaking, catalyzed. You have had a part to play into this. You are now trying to wash your hands from it. And so, I don't know, what other fucking dipshit who brings a good enough vibe comes in, spews a bunch of fascist bullshit. Everyone's saying, like, this is a bunch of fascist bullshit. You're just going to be like, well, but he sounds like really heckin' epic and cool for that. And the same thing's going to fucking happen again. They're going to get into power, do a bunch of fascist bullshit that's unpopular, that nobody fucking likes. And then you're going to be like, guys, I had no idea this was going to happen. What happened? It's just like, bro, he literally said it, man. So fucking spare me. It's just like, it's honestly, it's just like, spare me with this bullshit. You people don't actually care about any of this stuff. There's no guiding principle for any of this whatsoever. It is, like I have said before, it is all about making the fucking money and staying in line with the fucking goddamn culture that is being broadly pushed so they can keep making goddamn money. I don't think there's really much else to say besides conservatives only care about one thing and one thing only, and that is staying in line with the fucking culture. Because in reality, they have never been a part of it, because everything that they put out culturally is fucking dog shit and dies instantly. And because it will never have any fucking staying power, because people, broadly speaking, do not like anything that these motherfuckers are selling. These podcast bros are now recognizing it, and as a result, are now starting to move away from it, because they too, like conservatives, are also fucking grifters. For them, it's all about the paycheck in the end. Follow the fucking money, as even Andrew Schulz himself once said. I don't think there's really much else to say besides the vibe shift is here much sooner than I fucking expected. So, it's cooked for you, conservatives and Republicans. Your moment is now gone.